We're going to continue on with working with the moles some more. Except now, what we're going to do is we're going to figure out how to work with what's called Avogadro's number as well. Okay, remember Avogadro's number is this number 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd power. Okay, that's when we say we have a mole of something, we're referring to that number. So I've got 6. If I've got a mole of copper in my hand, I have 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of copper. Okay, if I have a mole of salt, like sodium chloride, in my hand, then that means I have 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd NaCl formula units. Okay, and a formula unit is just a fancy way. It's like a ionic molecule. Okay, you only say molecule when you're referring to covalent compounds, but if you have an ionic unit, okay, like NaCl, it's called a formula unit. So let's see what we have got here. So this says how many formula units are there in 7.55 moles of sodium sulfate. Okay, so sodium sulfate is an ionic compound. Um, so what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, I know that I start off my T-chart with what I'm given. So I'm given 7.55 moles of sodium sulfate, which is Na2SO4. Okay? And I want to know how many formula units there are. Okay, so I've got moles of sodium sulfate here. I need to bring that down. Moles of Na2SO4. And I'm going to formula units of Na2SO4. Okay, now, do I need to know the molar mass? No, I don't for this problem. Okay, the 1 is still going to go in front of moles. Okay, as always in this unit, 1 always goes with the mole. But now, anytime that you see one of these, okay, atoms, molecules, formula units, particles, anything like that, okay? Anything that's referring to something, a very, very tiny little individual unit, okay? We're going to use Avogadro's number with that. So 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd. Okay, and so now we're just going to do this math. Okay, let's cancel our units first, though. Moles of Na2SO4 are gone, and I'm left with a unit of formula units of Na2SO4. So now I turn on the calculator and I do 7.55 times 6.022 second E23. Don't forget the second E thing, okay? We do second E23 for times 10 to the 23rd power. Okay, and I get that my answer is 4.55 times 10 to the 24th power. Okay, and now this is my final answer. Okay, 4.55 times 10 to the 24th power, formula units of Na2SO4. Okay, so here, I want you to write something down in your notes real quick. Okay, I want you to find a good little empty spot, and I want you to write mole, grams, and particles. Okay, so if anytime and every time that you have the word mole in a T-chart, you're always going to put 1 with mole. Anytime that you have grams, okay, if you have the word grams, you're going to use the molar mass of whatever compound it is that you're dealing with. And if you have particles, you're going to use the number, Avogadro's number, 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd power. Okay, that's what's going to go in your T-chart when you are doing these problems. So let's take a look at this one. How many moles are there in 8.24 times 10 to the 26 molecules of water? So I'm going to write down 8.24 times 10 to the 26th molecules of H2O. And so now I'm going to move molecules down. And I'm now another thing. Notice how I am abbreviating MLCl. Don't put MOLE or MOL for molecules because we already used that to signify moles. Okay, so I'm trying to go to moles of H2O. Okay, so now I've got moles right here. What number goes with moles? Well, I come back up to that thing I just wrote down, and I see that 1 goes with moles. And what goes with molecules? Well, molecules is a type of particle. So particles is either molecules, formula units, or atoms. Okay, so since this is a kind of particle, I know that I'm going to put 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd power. Okay, so now I can cancel this and cancel this. I'm left with moles of H2O as my unit. And so now I'm going to type that into the calculator, 8.24 second E 26 divided by 6.022 second E 23, enter, and I get the number. Let's see, I need 3 sig figs. I get the number 1368, 1368, but in order to make that 3 sig figs, I'm going to have to call it 1370, okay, moles of H2O. Okay, let's see if there's one that's a little harder here. It doesn't look like there's going to be. Not yet, at least. So let's do. You know what? They look like it's almost the exact same thing. So let's just do 9-14 and we'll call it a day. How many formula units are there in 0.75 moles of sodium bromide? Okay, so I've got 0.75 moles of NaBr, sodium bromide. Bring moles of sodium bromide down. I'm going to formula units of sodium bromide. I know 1 always goes with mole. 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd power always goes with particles. And so now I just type that into the calculator after I cancel my units. And I get 0.75 times 6.022 second E 23. And let's see, I need 2 sig figs here. So, and yes, you do have to do sig figs. Okay, sig figs are not going away. So I get 4.5 times 10 to the 23rd power formula units of NaBr. And that's how it's done, folks. We're going to practice more in class, and of course, we'll add some more to this later. But that's the gist of it for now. Have a great day.